and from Big Duffy Golf. Here to talk a little bit about a good putting drill for you. This drill is going to dispel one of the myths, not really dispel it, but just kind of talk about a way to work around one of the myths in putting, which we all were taught when I was young. I'm sure it's still being taught today, is the over accelerating through a putt. So we all were kind of taught at a young age, and maybe it's still being taught today, is take a putt back nice and slow, keep it nice and short, and then make sure you accelerate through it. That has caused a lot of issues for golfers over the years. You see a lot of guys have a lot of right hand hit, not really have great feel. Once they get outside of 10 feet, have a lot of trouble hitting lag putts. So that's not a great way to continue working on your putting. I know in my stroke I tend to do it, so I actually set up drills like this to help me out. I have tees set up in the ground to help me out, help me feel the length of stroke. For me, it's always trying to get enough backswing so I don't feel like I have to rush and over accelerate on the way through. I also have a coin down, help me a little bit with the visual down on the ground. Both ways work. Some people don't like to have a visual or anything in the way of their path because it gets a little noisy down there. Where the tees give you just a little visual, so you can actually just make a couple putts where you just go, don't hit a ball, get used to the length of stroke, and go forward. So as I set this up, I'm probably gonna hit about 10 to 15 putts doing this, and then try to take this out away from the station and get used to hitting the same distance putt without the stuff on the ground to see if I can carry it over. So I'm gonna go and get my good setup here, make sure the ball's in a good position. I'm gonna work on making sure I get my putting stroke all the way back and starting short of the one on the way forward. So this is like the correction for someone who over accelerates, so short stroke and goes way too far. I like to work on getting it a little bit longer. I feel like I'm trying to stop short of this forward orange tee. That's really hard for me to actually do that. So as you work on this, if you're someone who over accelerates, this is a great drill for you and helps you get a good feel of what the backstroke should be like. A great way to start with it too is set up with something. I just use my grip length on each side. I use it to a tee or to like no hole at all to start, so I get a good feel of how far that ball actually is rolling, kind of calibrating my day. As you kind of get that feel down or a good setup down from there, you kind of start going a hole and adjust your length of stroke as you go. There's not going to be one perfect length of stroke for everybody. There's not going to be one set way to go. It's a good way to get you calibrated for the day. So hitting a putt, see how far it rolls, and then you can adjust length of stroke as you go forward. So overall, don't get in the habit of short backstroke and over accelerating. If you struggle with lag putting, you can get away with it from inside 10 feet for sure. Once you get outside of that, it gets a little bit more difficult to get that ball consistently rolling that distance. But this is a great drill for us who were taught to over accelerate through a putt.